Well, thank you very much, and happy to be here this morning. I'm representing AttackIQ. Virtually every security company starts their presentations with a very similar slide, which is, we're screwed. Bad guys are badder. They're better funded and more capable. We continue to add more and more software to our systems. That software comes along with vulnerabilities that are easily exploited. And the dependence, not just that our business customers have on those systems, but all of us as individuals continues to rise. We get up in the morning, we turn a light switch, we expect the lights to go on. We go to the bank, we expect money to come out of the ATM machine. We go to the grocery store, expect there to be food and milk and bread and meat and so on. And none of those things has to be true because the systems that we depend on are highly vulnerable and highly susceptible to attack. This is where my presentation differs from everybody else's. Everybody else is focused on selling you yet another control that you can stack up with the hundreds of controls you already have in order to protect yourself. AttackIQ's job is to make sure that those controls work. And in fact, they often don't work. One of our banking customers installed AttackIQ next to their ATM network, and we breached their ATM network in a matter of minutes. Interestingly, they had spent $14 million to protect that ATM network. They had bought an advanced endpoint solution, they had bought a microsegmentation solution, they had bought a SIM solution. The endpoint solution didn't work, the microsegmentation solution did not stop lateral movement, and the SIM wasn't hooked up. The reality is that security systems are complex systems, and what do we know about complex systems? We know that they're always broken. If you're in the software business, you wouldn't write software and ship it without testing it. But our customers every day deploy and configure security controls without ever verifying those controls work. So AttackIQ is in the business of delivering continuous security validation, a program that lets you continuously attack yourself, test whether those security controls are working, and then not only breach you and actually expose those breaches, which is an opportunity for repair, but actually we tell you what wasn't working and what was working, and we actually even tell you how to fix it. What AttackIQ has built is basically a bot network. All of us know about bot networks. They're networks that the attackers planned in order to exploit us. AttackIQ has turned the concept of a bot network from a force for evil to a force for good. So we supply a lightweight agent architecture that can be deployed across a variety of different endpoints, server as well as client, that let you attack yourself. We have a rich, open library of scenarios that we have built or that our customers have built, either for sharing or for their own account. And then we have deep integrations with SIMs and other security controls so we can actually tell you what worked and what didn't work. Our product is easy to install. It can be purchased as both a SaaS offer as well as an on-prem offer, and it's easy to operate. The product delivers value across the range of your security team, from all the way from the top level, from the CISO, answering questions like, not just are my security controls working, but are my security controls optimal and effective and efficient, all the way down to the analyst and security engineer. And AttackIQ's primary message in the market is to align with MITRE ATT&CK. If you don't know what MITRE ATT&CK is, you don't know what MITRE is. MITRE is a government contractor famous for creating the CV framework of vulnerabilities the prior speaker talked about, driving intelligence around. MITRE more recently created ATT&CK, which is a framework for categorizing attacker behavior. So vulnerabilities represent end systems you can hack. MITRE represents a framework for all of the behaviors that attackers take in order to attack you. And the MITRE ATT&CK framework is primarily focused not on pre-breach, they're not focused on phishing attacks. They're focused on post-breach. What do the attackers do once you've been breached? And the reality is any large enterprise has already been breached, so the question is, what do the attackers do to take advantage of that fact? ATT&CK codifies the range of those attacks, and AttackIQ operationalizes the attack framework so you can actually validate it. So to summarize, AttackIQ provides continuous security validation. We do that to augment the operations of your red team, and we do that to help your blue team both engineer and continue to operate your security controls. We differentiate in the market through our open platform. We're the only leading breach and attack simulation vendor that can be deployed in production across the full range of the kill chain. And our customers hugely appreciate the opportunity to know the answer to the question, are my security controls working? Thank you. Yes?
So if I'm understanding this right, you're essentially installing the botnet on the network you're trying to protect. What do you tell IT leaders that might make nervous?
Well, this is a program that is being run by the security operations. So the IT leaders are not really the consideration. The consideration is really the SecOps team that needs to be in a position to potentially deal with these simulated attacks. In fact, we have a very large tech company customer that uses us not just to test the security controls, but also to test the effectiveness of their SecOps team. So we can actually apply indicators of compromise and actually close the loop on their ability to detect that attack and actually deal with it in an effective and timely way. Other questions? Yeah.
So that is a follow-up question. How do you make a scenario how to test?
How do you make a scenario how to test?
Yeah.
Good question. So we have a large team of security engineers who are basically focused on continuing to track the MITRE attack framework and actually other attacker behaviors. So that's something that we engineer. We have an open framework with wizards and so on to make it very easy for our customers to build their own primary attacks. Then we also make it very easy to actually chain those attacks together into complete security assessments. Other questions? Yeah.
Same question I gave the previous speaker. I don't know. Nobody's covering financials for some reason. Can you talk a little bit about that? How far along are you? What you're making? What's your average deal size? Do you charge per attack, or do you charge for ongoing licenses?
So the company's business model is a subscription business model, and the SaaS offer, obviously, that's literally true. You're buying a service. The on-prem version, we sell 1 and 3 year subscription licenses for the on-prem implementation. Our average deal size ranges from, at the low end, $10,000 or $20,000, the high end upwards of $500,000. We tend to drive the low end business to our channel partners. AttackIQ is 100% channel, and obviously the very high end deals we sell directly. We're not in a position right now to disclose our actual financials. I'm happy to talk about that in our non-disclosure.
Do you get a lot of repeat business, renewals?
We have a great renewal business, and in fact, a significant part of our quarter this year is actually not just renewals, but expansions across our existing customer base. So we're actually really excited about the value that our customers are getting out of the product. Maybe one final question?
Okay, thanks so much.
All right, thanks. Thank you.
All right, next up we have Ayel from Anjuna.